Now, I want to debunk and completely change the narrative about Gunther not having a dominant reign. And people like this saying Gunther is not having the intercontinental dominant reign like he is for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I do think there's a lot of layers to it that is pretty obvious. So I'm going to explain from my point of view. First things first, the whole narrative about Gunther being this coward for his entire reign, not true. It happened for one feud, and that was the second Damian Priest feud. I do think there was legs to stand on there. I think there was potential there for it to make Gunther a very compelling character. The problem is in the second match when they fought and they were doing this entire storyline, Gunther still needed help to beat Priest. That's the problem. So that whole thing was a fumble. WWE, if you're gonna rebuild him, then and have him be like second guessing himself because he lost to Cody and barely beat Priest the first time, then you need him to dominate the Priest the second time. Now, he eventually did dominate Damian Priest and Finn Balor in the triple threat match, but still, it was a fumble. So I will agree there, but that's not his entire feud. Not even close, by the way. Gunther dominated Sami Zayn, dominated Randy Orton. Like, let's not act like a lot of his matches, especially in the beginning, weren't him dominating. It's just his latest feud was not a dominant win. That's all it was. And the Jey Uso part of this conversation, where people are at the, why is he not dominating Jey Uso? Again, people have short-term memory apparently, because this is the exact same scenario as Jey Uso versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Are we forgetting that when Jey Uso and Gunther fought for the Intercontinental Championship, Jey Uso almost beat Gunther, and Gunther needed the help from Ludwig Kaiser to beat him? People forget that Jey Uso has been one of the most dominant superstars in the last couple of years. He is basically never lost clean. He's always getting interference, and people act like Jey Uso is not a credible guy to win these matches. I don't understand it. It's just because they still see him as the tag team guy. That's the thing, right? So, when you take in the full context of Gunther and Jey Uso, yes, how everything is going, it makes sense that Jey Uso is putting up a fight. And when it comes down to who should win that match, it could go either way. Jey Uso, underdog, just like Sami Zayn, and pulls it out against all odds. Or Gunther dominating when he needed to most. I'm fine with either way. But let's not pretend that this is how it's been for the last couple years for both superstars.